Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Barcelona beta save in FM22. Before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so that you can get more content like this and everything else that's coming up for the full release of the game. But today we've got something a bit exciting. It's the start of the second season with Barcelona, looking to maybe go a bit further in the Champions League and win it this time. Otherwise, let's take you through the transfers we've made. We've made a lot. There's a lot of ins and a lot of outs. So first off, let's take a look at the outs. I think, yeah, we'll stick with the outs to start with. So there's a few here, as you can see. First off, we've got Neto, who has left us to join Shakhtar Donetsk. Again, getting him off the wages. He's no better than our B team keeper, so I thought we'd bring up our B team, get Neto, move him on for 3.1 million. Lucas de Vega is another player from the B team who was never going to get into the first team with the other players we've got. So again, he's just been moved on for £500,000. A loan for Texas Alba and for Fabian Luzzi. But the big one is Antoine Griezmann. He has gone for 40 million to Liverpool, and we are paying a lot of his wages still. You can see here we're paying 325,000 per week still. The reason for that is because I wanted to get him off our wage bill. He was being paid 650, so we're paying only half his wages for an extra year. I mean, the 40 million should probably cover that, so I'm happy with that. It's more just to get him off the wage bill so that we're within our wage limits, and we may even be able to sign someone else before the end of the transfer window. But let's take a look at our ins. So the big ins that have come for us is, first off, John Stones. Obviously, we saw him coming in January, as well as Yusuf Demir. Emre Demir has also joined us following his transfer that was already booked in before we started as manager, so we'll see how he gets on in the B team in under 18s. First then, in the new arrivals would be Badara Kamara. I know this is only a short-term save, but he looked very, very good for a 15-year-old when I bought him. And at 16, he's now professional from Atletico Madrid, has been playing for the Senegalese under-20s team. He looks pretty decent, to be fair, and I think he'll be a great replacement for Jordi Alba when he finally goes or retires or whatever's next for him. We then also have Calvin Ramsey, who's on loan at Aberdeen. Again, another player that's probably not going to feature that much for us, really, because he's loaned back out to Aberdeen. But long-term, looking a decent player. Again, 19 years old, right back, can play centre midfield as well. Versatile player. Looking pretty good. The Scotsman coming to Barcelona. Then we've got Karim Adeyemi, a hotly tipped striker. I'm sure you've heard of him. A 20-year-old from Red Bull Salzburg in Austria. He's been banging in the goals for them, so we brought him in as well. He'll be playing probably more likely out on the right-hand side as the inside forward coming in. And the reason for that is because we are also bringing in the big man. That is Benjamin Sesko, another player from Red Bull Salzburg. So we have kind of raided them for their 2-star strikers. He'll be coming in, advanced forward role, 6'4". So he's a big boy. He's quick, he's strong, he's a good finisher. And at 19, with 10 caps for Slovenia, he's played plenty of football with lots of experience. You've also got here Wage going out to Lyon. Sergio Aguero off to Zenit St. Petersburg. Coutinho went to Arsenal, and we saw the other guys going in January as well. So we have managed to move a couple of players on, like I say, Aguero going for 6.5. Again, that's to get the wages off. He didn't play enough and wasn't good enough. Coutinho again we're paying a chunk of his wages, but I'm just glad to get him off the books, really. That's kind of it. Otherwise, that is the squad. We're sticking with our vertical tiki-taka this season, so we will be going into the game today against Granada with that 4-3-3 as usual. We have had returns of Miralem Pjanic, who again I'm trying to get rid of because we don't really need him in the side anymore. We've got other players who can fill that role, which I'm actually going to swap him out and put Gavi in there and put Pjanic off for Nico on the bench. We've also got Trincao, who's effectively a new signing. He's come back after his loan at Wolves. He's looked all right in pre-season. We smashed pre-season, won every game, so no really need to show you any of that. But let's jump into the game then. It's ter Stegen in goal, Dest, Araujo, Stones and Alba at the back, Busquets and Pedri and Gavi in the midfield. And then we've got Ansu Fati and Depay either side of Adeyemi at the moment. He may swap with Sesko throughout the season there, or like I say, Adeyemi will go out on the right-hand side. Frankie de Jong is injured, and it will be out for 7 weeks to 3 months, which is a massive loss. But we should be fine. Shouldn't be anything too much to worry about. So let's jump into the game and take a look at how we can get on in the first game of the season. We'll auto pick for numbers for those two boys and see how we get on. I'm looking forward to it. This season, I'm looking forward to it. With all the young players we've brought in, this is going to be the Barca for the future. Certainly will be obviously unlikely that you'll get to see them in the future, but I might carry on this save after the full game comes out on my own kind of separate thing, and might update you at some point if we get much further and never win the Champions League, unless we win it this year, which we absolutely could do. But yeah, so let's jump into it. We're playing a 4-4-2, which is always good for us. We always play better against a 4-4-2. But Barcelona versus Granada at home. Let's take it away. And we're coming forward already. It looks like a foul on Ansu Fati, which has given us a free kick. Can we make something of this? 5 minutes into the game. Would be lovely. Memphis Depay at the back post. Adeyemi heads over the bar. So not challenging the keeper, but it's a good start to the game. Another free kick. Memphis whipping it in. Is headed away, but John Stones nods down to Araujo, who looks to keep the ball once again. Sergio Busquets out wide to Memphis Depay, who's got to take on his man. He gets past him quite easily there. He's got loads of players around him. The ball's ricocheted off someone. It looks like this could be a penalty. Adeyemi saying he's got pushed. I didn't see much pushing going on, but I'm guessing that's maybe the game engine. And we've got a penalty. Okay. Araujo will take this as our designated penalty taker. The centre-half scored a few last season, and I'm sure he'll be tucking this away to make it 1-0 in 12 minutes. He doesn't. Why did I say it? I jinxed him, didn't I? A layoff, not enough, and they are able to clear the ball away, which we'll receive. But, I mean, I think it was probably a bit of a harsh penalty, if it was for that reason. But he should have scored it. to be quite honest, he should have scored that, and we should be 1-0 up, but we're not. We're dominating the game, though, so I'm sure it won't be long until we do end up taking that win home and 3 points. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's a throw in for Granada, who've worked it onto the edge of the box. It's a long-range effort, and it's gone in. Luis Milla with the goal. We didn't take our penalty opportunity, and now they've scored. This is, how did I know this was going to happen then? A throw in. Suarez turned too easily through to Miller, who shoots from range. If he was offside, Puertas could have been deemed it, but he wasn't, and now we're losing. Not good. We've got a 2 XG. I know a lot of that is because of the penalty and the penalty miss, but you don't get 2 goals for a penalty. We've still created one more than we should just have without the penalty. Ansu Fati, you're going to come off, I think, and we'll pop Karim Adeyemi outside, and Sesko can come on up top just to make something different for them to deal with at the back. Hopefully this will give him a bit of a challenge with the giant that is Sesko coming on. We will also probably look to change Gavi, bring Gavi off and maybe Roberto on, something like that, just to mix things up again in the midfield, give him a bit of fresh legs, fresh ideas, that sort of thing. Jordi Alba knocks it back to ter Stegen, who's got plenty of time now to look for the pass. Araujo receives it, and again, no pressure on him whatsoever, so we're able to take our time and move that ball around quite nicely. Adeyemi on the outside now looks back again to Araujo. The overlap from Dest wasn't quite found, but it's the movement that we want. We want to see that movement. Pedri inside. There you go. It's a lovely turn. He's going to look out wide to Dest now. Plays it 1-2 with Pedri, who's not been tracked whatsoever by the midfielders for Granada. And he's coming forward on the right-hand side. Is he going to be able to get a ball into the box? He fires it across. Sesko's there. And that's the impact we needed. Pedri with a lovely bit of football. He was absolutely influential on that. Received a 1-2 from Dest. Got down that byline. Fired it across. And Sesko was just there to tap it home. the easiest of finishes, and a lovely, lovely run by Pedri. I mean, and that's why he's so good. Getting that ball deep, receiving it, 1-2, and then a drive forward and putting it on a plate for Sesko to get the goal. Can we get a second? We're only just into the second half, so we've got plenty of time to be able to do that and push on with the ball. And this is our next opportunity. 60 minutes in now. Memphis Depay receives it from the throw-in. Gavi receives it, swapping it in with Albert. Ball in the box. Sesko heads it, and it hits the bar. Whew, that's the height and the power coming in for him there. That's causing problems. Adeyemi's doing all right on that right-hand side as well. So it's quite nice to see the new boys getting into the game. But we will probably look to change things up a little bit. Let's bring Nico on for Gavi in there and just carry on with the game. I mean, the stats are showing that we should be banging in the goals, but we really haven't been. I don't quite understand what to do. A little bit frustrating, really. We'll bring Dembele on for Memphis. He hasn't done much this second half, to be honest. And they've just scored a second. So, which could be offside. Please be offside. Oh my God. It would be such a Football Manager game if that happened, where we absolutely battered. I mean, we say it's a Football Manager. We've been FM'd or whatever, but I mean, it does happen in real life. But I don't want it to happen to me in the game. If we're dominating a team, I want to just dominate a team and win, not lose or draw in the final moments. But there you go. I mean, that's the 3 subs. Ball's launched forward. Stones does win that nicely. Ousmane Dembele on the left-hand side. Can he make something happen just before the end of the game? Can we get that goal that we need so desperately? Ball comes in, back stick. Adeyemi's up, but it is headed clear. But Dest latches on to the clearance and looks to come down this right-hand side. Fires the ball back in. Sesko again with the header. I think that might be offside, though, which I'm a little bit nervous about. But it would be a great sub to have brought on Sesko and for us to get the winner with him as well, with those 2 goals. But let's see. Is it going to be disallowed? It is disallowed. Great. So that's 2 goals been disallowed in this game. Was he offside? Is that why it was? Ball gets fired across. I mean, come off it. Are you joking? That's so tight. Oh, no. Well, there you go. Ends up 1-1 in the end. We've had a 4.1 XG. We had 25 shots, 8 on target. That's ridiculous. Well, there you go then. I mean, it's somewhat a good start. Sesko scoring. Pedri looked good. Adeyemi was pretty good as well. So we've got positives to come from it. And we have got a point on the board, which is obviously always better than nothing. But we should have won that game, really. Would have been a lot better. But Sesko scores on his debut, which is fantastic. Fantastic to see. Araujo's getting interest because he's been very, very good. Got 228 million in the balance at the moment. We might look to bring in someone else if we can shift Pjanic as well, because I don't really need him. I don't think we need him. We dealt with him last year without him and we did well, and he's on a lot of wages. So we might try and move him on, but we'll see. We'll come back later on after the transfer window's over and show you kind of what we've got going on. So it might be the Real Madrid game, something like that. But yeah, hope you did enjoy. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of my transfers and how you think we'll do this season after that first game. And I will make sure to catch you in the next one. See you then.